Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about the full moon. It's also about Lionsgate, so I feel like these two energies are making a very powerful moment for us. And also, there was a solar eclipse recently, and I don't like doing readings during eclipse seasons or eclipse days. So I felt like I should wait for a while because the shift was so big that I felt like if I did the readings during the shift, I wouldn't really tune into the correct energy. And when I say correct, I say it's a feeling that I have, like this is not right. I haven't got the full download, and I don't want to come just with questions and doubts. So I want to feel at ease with the energy, and I felt like now is a good time. So let's start with pile number one, and we have Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Your card is Artemis. Artemis, the virgin goddess of the hunt. Okay. For pile number two, we have Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Your card is the 26th moon mansion with the prisoner. Okay. For the third pile, we have Gemini, Pisces, Aries, and Libra. Your card is the waxing gibbous moon, increasing in water, the flower bud stage, and the keyword is passion. Okay, beautiful. So I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number one, your card is Artemis, goddess of the hunt. I feel like the hunting theme is prominently powered up in this card today specifically. And also the symbol here, it represents the white goddesses, and it's like there's a purity, there's the characteristics that I feel like they're most powerful today in this card is the purity and the hunt. So it's wanting to do something, having a very pure intent, or wanting to keep things pure, and also the hunt itself, the process of the hunt. So fighting for something, or just going after something that you really want, being very focused. But the shadow part of this card is being a little bit too impetuous, too rushed. So trying to rush the actions or trying to force something. But because there's so much power in the intent itself. Okay. So let's see what this full moon and Lionsgate holds for you. We'll get some OM before we start. And okay, so this is Moon. Sorry, okay. Moon. This is okay, prophecy. Oh, and it's this Ogham specifically refers to the month of August. So, prophecy and August. Interesting. I feel like this month can be a powerful month for you to see what is to come and to adjust your objectives, adjust your expectations. No, your objectives. I feel like you have to have very high expectations because you have a very purified vision, a very sublime vision of what you want. What you do need to do maybe is to be receptive to the prophecies, receptive to the information that is coming, and to then kind of adjust your sight so that you direct your energy very incisively, maybe. Okay, let's see. I feel like the energy is really direct for you. It's very straightforward, but let's see what the rest of the cards, this is just the beginning. What do the rest of the cards have to say? Okay. Rich, good gentleman. I'm drawn to the chess, playing chess. Do you like playing chess? Maybe it's a good practice for you right now. Living room. And main person. So it feels to me like you have, oh, okay. Maybe this month or this full moon, this powerful Lion's Gate is going to also allow you to fulfill a prophecy or to see some kind of a prophecy being fulfilled. But it's like you're looking at this from a kind of a comfortable position. I feel like you're in a safer place or in a safe place. It's like you played your game right. You're in there's a support here. There's this feeling of like a pleasant enclosure, and it doesn't feel like you're limited. It feels beautiful. There's a beautiful day outside, and it feels comfortable. It feels like there's something pure in your life, like you've achieved something pure. And it feels like it's a spiritual energy also. And maybe that spiritual energy is also contacting you continuously, guiding you, or just giving you more information. But I'm not sure if it's just the prophecy here or if there's something more practical or mundane about this. Let's see. The energy is really straightforward. So when I ask for the cards, they just come in a bunch and straight away. So it's really interesting. It's very orderly, very well managed. Okay. Moon in Virgo with order, managing things really well. Venus in Leo with affair, even with others, like managing relationships. Mercury in Leo with drama, maybe even managing drama, managing like highly strung, stressed energies or stressed situations, stressful situations. Saturn in Libra with devotion. Saturn in Scorpio with inheritance. Okay. and the chess again. Mars in Gemini with decision. I feel like you're enjoying some fruits of making good decisions. I feel like there's a really controlled and poised energy here. Like I played my pieces right. I did the right moves, the right plays. I chose the correct path. But I'm trying to understand if this is everything is the fulfillment of of prophetic knowledge. How is prophecy playing a part in this? Two of Cups. King of Wands. And these two. High Priestess and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I feel like there are, it's like it's an evolving, a progressing situation here. And maybe this full moon, which is tomorrow from when I'm reading, and so if this is a timeless reading, so if you're finding this reading and the full moon isn't tomorrow, it's okay. But this I feel like there's a powerful shift here. Maybe it's the full moon, but it can also be just the season, okay? That is going to there's some unveiling, and there might be some difficult, I would say difficult things to deal with, but I feel like it's something that comes from within. You may have to make some choices that you will feel like they might feel hard. They might feel like sacrifices. But I feel like it's to preserve something that you feel like is very important. So something bigger. There's a bigger picture here. This is just a small dive, let's say, that you might have to experience. But there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more. Like there's a lot more. I keep hearing like there's so much more. There's so much more. So, Two of Wands. That choice there. And the Hierophant. I love it when these two cards come out together, because it's the same character. It's Chiron, the wounded healer. So Chiron is holding a scroll with wisdom, with rules, with order. So whenever I see this character, I think of laws and regulations, but also books and book knowledge or written knowledge, the knowledge of the word, also the spoken word, but there's something there. There's something there for you to choose. It might be hard to make this choice, which is also, so Chiron might be doing something in your chart in your astrological chart. So I would also advise you, if you're interested, to see what is happening for you regarding your Chiron placement, because although it's painful, it's healing. And you will also healing what is painful, or a painful way of healing things. So is it like doing things the hard way, or expecting things to be a certain way and then learning something along the way and changing direction or changing your approach so that it can fit your story, it can fit your specific situation, especially on deeper level. There's something touching here, like moving. Okay. There's also like someone in authority that can play a part here, someone that has the power to change your situation or to influence your situation, but in a positive way. But you might worry about this, like, is this person the right person to help me? Or am I doing things correctly? Am I on the right path? Did I make the right choices? Oh, so we have Judgment and flying out, the Five of Cups. So in the beginning, I was saying that there was a sense of being comfortable with your choices, like I made the right choices, I made the right decisions, I played my pieces right, my cards right, so I'm on the good track, I am on my way to achieve what I want. But suddenly I feel doubt. I feel like there's something deeper that needs to be addressed here, and that it's there's something painful attached to it, maybe a loss. And when I see Judgment here and the Five of Cups, it might be related to someone who is no longer on the physical plane. It's like someone who comes back in another form, in another way. So it can be in spirit, it can be in something that you're doing, it can be manifesting into something like an object that reminds you or that is evocative somehow, or even an action, so like a ritual that you do, or oh, I feel like some kind of ritual or some kind of meditation, or it's like having a conversation but with your consciousness slightly altered. So you're speaking to spirit, you're speaking to God, and maybe this person or this energy comes to you. Ah, okay, so I guess that's why you have the prophecy here. Now I understand. So I feel like you're having a conversation during meditation, dream time, or just some kind of altered state of consciousness. It can even be like just daydreaming and having a thought about a person, or having a very intrusive idea come to you and establish itself, like a dialogue with you, like, what if this would happen? How would it be? Or if this person was still alive, what would they say? Something like that. And it's not something that comes strictly from yourself. It comes from spirit world. And you're getting that download, you're engaging with that conversation, and then you realize that you have to do something with that knowledge. You have to act upon it. You have to kind of submit to the order that was given to you at that moment. And I feel like it's prophetic. It's like receiving an inheritance in a way. It's like receiving, like you have the responsibility now to continue this, to make this echo somehow. The Emperor. It feels like it's also something that will manifest itself in a very material way, in something that can help you stabilize, even in your like finances, your possessions, your physical stability, your material stability. So you have the world in your hand. It's like learning about a rule to use in your daily life so that you can be established and stable and solid. Like consolidating your position in the world, in the material world. Receiving guidance from spirit so that you can know of a rule, of a set of rules, of a set of... It's like receiving a book of wisdom that you can then apply in real life, in the real world. So imagine that you're a chess player and that you have this dream about a play, like a specific strategy that you can use, and then you apply it and it works and it's amazing. It seems like something like that, but it will require you to also engage with some kind of sadness, some kind of loss that is related to that. Maybe you have experienced trying to access this and you feel like you failed, or you tried to apply certain strategies that you thought were winning strategies and they failed you somehow and you feel like you lost. Maybe you're afraid to repeat that sense of loss. You're afraid that that sense of loss is just continuous, that you're never going to to get it back, whatever it is. It can be a feeling, it can be a connection, a sense of connection. It can be the sense of safety and the safety that knowledge and wisdom provide. So it's like when you go to a country that you don't know the laws and you don't know the regulations, how to work, how to build a life, and you have to start from zero. But if you inherit the wisdom of your parents, it might be a little bit easier, and the wisdom of the culture that you grew up in. So there are some unspoken ways of knowing the rules. But this is just kind of an anecdote. I'm not saying that you're moving into another country. I'm just saying that you're discovering a part of the rules that you couldn't access before. And I believe it comes to you in a conversation with spirit. 9 of Cups, the Star, and Justice. Wow. So it seems like the full moon and Lionsgate might be opening up a huge opportunity for you to make something right regarding a dream that you've always had, an aspiration. It seems like almost like a fairy tale to me. It's this dream vision of life, Nine of Cups, and the star, the hopes, the dreams, the perfect vision. So, and with justice, I feel like you're closer and closer with that perfection. This is the advice. So, I feel like the advice here is to never give up on that vision of perfection for you. And justice also, because there might be some things that were either not given to you or just taken from you. And I feel like you're getting your rights back in that sense. So there might also be a revelation of a strategy that you can have, that you can apply with rules and regulations or written wisdom, written knowledge, that you can create something that establishes you in it protects you from harm also. It protects you from injustice. It protects you from hostile energies. You're strong, you're defended, you're stable, you're solid. You're like a fortress. So you having that knowledge that makes you strong and like a fortress, like a castle, comes from a meditation or a dream or a conversation with spirit. But it's also something that is a bit painful. Because it was taken from you in the past. And you still carry that sadness in a way. And the way you redeem that is by never ever giving up on that vision. Always holding that vision in your mind, always having the dream present, because it will start to materialize. As long as you have that access to that fabulous strategy that you're going to discover. So, and I also feel like it's something that was written. It's written. You have the prophecy. Oh, I'm here. And Artemis. Ultimately, like the goals, focusing on the purity of the goals. Never allowing your goals to be tainted by this sadness, but also by hostile spirits and thoughts and energies, maybe even people around you, doesn't matter. This is something that's related to a lot of love between you and something else, or it's like the object of your love, the object of your passion and your love. Having that high vision and a beautiful picture in your mind, holding that as sacred. It's the purest idea that wins. And there is going to be an adjustment here when you figure out this beautiful strategy, this beautiful set of steps that you can take, that you will take. Although it might be painful to face those steps when you are going through, the works and the motion of all of this, motion and emotion, there's going to be pain points. There's going to be a process, okay, of you dealing with something, but you're protected as long as you hold that vision. You're the purity of your intent, and the love you feel for what you do, and the love you feel for the people involved that are deserving of that love, of course. It's going to be a very powerful moon and a very powerful Lionsgate if you choose to get in contact with that spiritual entity or with this moment of meditation. So maybe the full moon is also a great time for you to do that. So if you have the beneficial aspect of also bathing in moonlight, that will be fantastic. But it just, you can just do whatever you feel like is possible and go within, even sleep. So you can also, when you go to sleep at night, set the intention to receive. And even if you don't remember, see if in the day after that you can sense something happening and your energy being directed to a different strategy, a different approach regarding this issue. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is the Prisoner, 26th Moon Mansion. So this card is about trying to escape a situation, feeling entrapped, but it's also about treason. Now, it's interesting that the figure here is already kind of twisting the body so that they can escape. So in reality, they can escape at any time. They're keeping themselves in this situation. And these two tunnels here, they're already hinting at least 2 escape routes. So there's something about limiting yourself or imposing limits on your own will, the possibilities that you have. Okay, so let's get you a gnome to start with. Okay, so this is, Ngetel, and the month is October, and the keyword is direct action. So interesting. I'm not sure if the month is very important here, but I do feel like you're waiting to make your move. Waiting to make your move. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have? Okay. We have good gentleman. False person. Maybe the treason aspect also has something for this reading of the Prisoner. Let's see. Good lady, good gentleman, and good lady. And a journey. It seems like you have people in your life, a lot of people with different ideas and different visions of how things could be. Maybe one person is more inclined to do things one way, and then there's another person who is pulling you in another direction. Because you have a journey here, I feel like you're kind of journeying between two different hypotheses or ways of doing things, at least 2. So there might be more. Okay, let's see. So the cards are not coming out straight away. They're like one at a time. One thing at a time, maybe. Okay, that's enough. Doing one thing at a time. Moon in Pisces with empathy. Okay. Moon in Scorpio with power. Wow. Moon in Sagittarius with optimism. 3 moons coming together. Venus in Virgo with discrimination. Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. And Jupiter in Aries with enterprise. Discovery, enterprise, you have the journey. So there might be some travel involved here to make something work. There's so I feel like you have to maybe do many different things, and you have to do it one thing at a time. You have to change your mindset each time that you are doing something different. There's kind of this transition also. Or you might also be changing your mind about something. Or you will have already changed your mind about something. You've made up your mind. Like, you have your opinion, your vision on the matter. You have I wouldn't say it's more than an opinion. It's more like a philosophy, okay? So you have your approach that's very well defined for yourself. But now you have to put it in practice, and you have to make some choices, and you have to measure your power and so the way you use your power, the way you manage your time, and how you choose to do things, how you choose to relate. I feel like you have a lot of freedom here. And maybe this is also why you keep yourself in check, so that you have some structure, because I feel like you do have the freedom to move around, like the freedom to roam the world, to discover what is best for you and what you want to do. If not physically, maybe in your mind, like you have that freedom. I feel like you have that individual freedom, okay? You can do what you want to do. But there are other people involved here. So they have to be taken into consideration, and I feel like maybe they don't have the same resolve. They don't have the same definition, the same rules even. Maybe you have to explain something to them about those rules. Like, you have to create the path for them to not steer away. Because I feel like the prisoner is there actually enjoying the limitation. Like, I need to be here so that I feel that there's a path, something that is defined. I'm not here because I have no other way. I feel like it makes you powerful. It makes you it directs your energy in a way that is healthy for you. It keeps you going. It keeps you, positive. That's fine. Like, you have a path, you're positive on that path. But I feel like there's an aspect here of other people wanting to be involved or having to be involved and not really understanding where you're coming from or how you're getting to the place where you are at. So it's almost as if I see now this character here, like looking behind, like, are you coming? Do you need some help? Like, and the person is trying to stumble, towards the character that I feel like is you. And you're not getting impatient. You're just like maybe not understanding the full picture here of how you can bring that energy towards you, bring that person or that group of people or that, I don't know, that project, that thing that you want to materialize and make. There's something also with your hand, like you want to do something with your hands or to see something in your hands. The Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords, Three of Wands, Virtue, Justice. These two cards together, Two of Pentacles and Six of Swords. I don't know. This, to me, this is telling me that someone isn't being truthful. Someone isn't being completely truthful. It's like maybe they don't want to follow you, but they're trying to, but they really don't have what it takes, or they don't have the energy. They don't have the right energy. Someone doesn't have the right energy. But there are people who do, okay? I do feel like you have good backup here with the good gentleman and the good lady. You have good protection and friendship, but there's also an aspect of treachery here. And that person might be betraying themselves. So it doesn't need to be just betraying you specifically. Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. Okay, so I feel like maybe you're going to have an argument, or you're going to have an exchange, a conversation that can lead into an argument. And maybe let me just get the rest of the cards, because I feel like the message is coming through, but it just needs a little bit more detail. Two of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Princess of Cups or Page of Cups. Queen of Swords. Five of Swords. and the Knight of Swords. Wow. So I feel like you can't win with this person. It doesn't matter if the ideas are really good, because with the Five of Swords here, I feel like this is the portrayal of the conversation, it feels to me. And I don't feel like you're meant to, you're meant, I don't feel like you're meant to win, like win this in an intellectual battle, okay? Because I feel like this person has a kind of an orthodoxy. They have a certain way of thinking that doesn't really allow for anyone to win. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I think I get it. I think you're going to deal with something, a situation, a person, a situation that is, it's like you don't have the right portrayal of the situation in your mind. And the way you are framing this is going to just put you in a situation where no one wins. Nobody wins. It's like you have an argument and nobody wins, and it's frustrating for you, but the point is that you were never meant to win. So if you understand that and you just leave it to that, you understand, you win the battle. That's how you win that battle. Because I do feel like that person was never going to come with you. That person was never going to go on that journey of discovery. So now I understand that you're dealing with someone who has a lot of limitations. And I'm not saying that this person isn't bright or good, or, there's nothing. It's actually a very intelligent person. I feel like it's an intelligent situation even. It's a really important matter. It's something that it's a powerful premise. Let's say you could build upon this. You could, expand on this almost indefinitely. It's very powerful. It seems like it's two spirits that meet that can create powerful things together if they choose to. But I think that this person has a different territory. It's like you're speaking different languages. You're speaking different cultures, different approaches. So it's the betrayal here is the assumption that that person wants the middle ground, that that person really wants someone to conclude something, or that they want to not only argue, that they want to discover. I feel like this person doesn't have that spirit of discovery. You have that spirit of discovery, and it's in your hands to do that, to move the energy forward, because you have help. It's like when you have faith in something and you meet a very insecure person or very nihilistic person, and you try to have a conversation with them, and you try to reason with them, and there's no way reason can solve this, because this is nothing to do with reason. This has everything to do with different levels of our experience here, spiritual, emotional. There's so many dimensions, okay, to the human experience, and you can't reason your way out of this. So this person is probably for you doing something irrational from your perspective, but from their perspective, they're being rational. They are being more rational than you. So that's why nobody really wins this conversation, this debate. And you're not supposed to. So I don't feel like this is going anywhere. So I'm sorry if this is just, if it resonates with your situation and feels like there's something positive that you can take away from this, please do, because if not, this reading is not for you, because I do feel like you carry a lot of optimism and power. And if you let this person destroy your argument, or if you have questions about yourself that maybe, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong, you have to just judge for yourself, and you have that ability, okay, to be to analyze your own actions and to be reasonable, to be fair also to yourself and to the situation. But if you're being really full of optimism, full of happiness, and if you have a lot of love for what you do and you want to expand what you do, you want to see different things, and to discover different things, know that you have a lot of support to do so, and you have a lot of people that want to participate. They want to also give you their resources. They believe in you, they believe in what you stand for, they want to get behind you and behind your ideas. But there are some people, and I feel like it's just, there's this one person, okay, that wants to argue. They want to just argue, okay, and it's going nowhere. It's because it's not rational. So maybe I could get just a little bit of advice regarding this specific conversation. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. So if this is resonating with your situation, I would say that when you feel like this conversation is happening, which I guess it's going to happen very soon, I would focus on, like, is this useful for me? Is this just taking my time? Am I working towards my abundance, my expansion, the love that I feel for the world, for people, for the world, for the things I enjoy doing? Is this expanding me? Is this really useful for my, for building what I want to build? Then great. If it starts just, being, if it doesn't go anywhere, if it's just kind of eating like a snake eating itself, and it goes around in circles, it goes nowhere, just hang up the phone, or say that you can't talk anymore and that you have to take a rain check, or change the conversation. I mean, I feel like you have to be a little bit practical. Like, I want to keep the energy up. I want to be positive about things. I want to keep having a beautiful vision for my life and for the world and for the ones that I love. And I'm not going to let myself be drained by all this, whatever it is. It can be very reasonable, it can be very rational, but ultimately it's taking you nowhere, and it's not positive. It's not, if it's not a positive contribution to your dreams, to your aspirations, and if it's making you feel like you're going nowhere, then excuse yourself and go, do something that focus on goodness, on something that is sound, that is good, that is optimistic, that moves you forward, that feels like you're discovering new solutions and new beautiful things. yeah, so there might be a moment here when you're going to feel like you have to choose the things that are good for you. Although you listen to the other side, you listen to their views, to their opinions, but within reason and within your space, your boundaries not being affected, okay, by that energy. Because false person is something that is false, is something that is not fair, is something that is not balanced, because that's what lies create. It's unfairness. And there's a lot more to be said about lies, but that's what I'm seeing here. It's like the lies create unfairness. And unfairness is like the breeding ground for insecurity, for doubt, for a sense of defeat. And that's not where you're going. That's not where you want to go. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is Passion. Sorry. This is the waxing gibbous moon increasing in water, the flower bud stage. And passion is just indicating that the situation is very intense for you, and that is very, very important for you to achieve. So the objective becomes just more intense, more vivid. So I guess that this full moon is really powering up your passions and the intensity of your feelings towards the things that you want to do and the things that you want to achieve. Maybe even the people around you, the people in your life that are meaningful. There's something about the increase of the intensity of the bonds, of the connections in your life. Let's get you an OM. Okay. So we have Phacos, and this is, okay, this is talking about ancient knowledge, and written knowledge, or ancient writings. Ancient. Okay, so let's see what else does this full moon. Okay, right away we have all these cards. Let's see. Main person, receiving a gift, false person, and grief and adversity. Wow. So this already seems like a really strong dichotomy between receiving something beautiful. Maybe this is about the connections in your life. It can be. So if it is, there are really good connections and there are really bad connections. I feel like there's no in between. So this is very passionate. So it's very intense. If it's bad, it's intense. If it's good, it's very intense also. But let's see. And how does this ancient knowledge fit into the reading? What is it about? For pile number 3. What is this full moon and Lion's Gate? Okay, this one and these two. A lot of cards. Okay, Sun in Taurus with acquisition. Venus in Leo with affair. Wow, a lot of relationships here. Some good, some not so good. Saturn in Gemini with concentration. Mars in Scorpio with revenge. Wow. Saturn in Capricorn with riches. Venus in Scorpio with secrets. Okay. And Mercury in Taurus with resistance. I feel like someone is choosing their words really carefully because they want to make something look like another thing. So, or to kind of obscure the knowledge of something. And I feel like maybe there's someone acting resentfully. Maybe they think that you have, I feel like they're kind of envious of what you have, like the riches, the whatever you have. It can be so something that is a treasure for us can be love, it can be a beautiful family, it can be relationships, as you know. So but it can also be material things. It's possible. And maybe someone is kind of focusing on that, even if it's not true, or even if you don't, even if it's not the most valuable thing in your life, someone I feel like is kind of coveting what you have. And maybe it's because they're going through some kind of challenge. It can be a challenge related to material things, to money, or to just achieving something that they want. I feel like they're looking at you and they're saying, oh, look, they have pile number 3 has all these things that I want, and maybe they don't think you deserve so much. I feel like they have an opinion that they're kind of weaponizing, okay? Okay, but let's see. Seven of Swords. And the Moon. I do feel like someone is hiding something from you. Someone doesn't want to show the full picture of something, or all the documents, or all the information. Someone is withholding information and weaponizing it, weaponizing their silence. But I feel like they're only doing this because they feel like you have the possibility of the opposite of this, of just escaping this whole situation and not being affected by it at all, because I feel like you have a lot of what they don't have. So it can be love, it can be affection, it can be attention, it can be so many things. And it can also be property, material wealth. So we also have Queen of Staves and Justice with Athena. I'll get the rest of the cards and see where this is going. Prince of Staves, Ten of Staves, Tradition with Juno, this is the Hierophant, Love, Venus, this is the Lovers card, the Princess of Pentacles, Five of Staves, okay, 3 cards came together, Temptation, Nyai Lorokitu with the Devil card, and then the Four of Staves and the Six of Cups. So it feels like someone wants to make it very hard for you to achieve something. They want to block everything, but they're not going to make it, because I feel like they have a very superficial vision, perspective of what's happening, because underneath what you're doing, there's a lot of stability, and there's a lot of reasoning, there's a lot of knowledge. And now I understand why you have the ancient writings or ancient knowledge, because I feel like you have access to that, and maybe they know that, but they're trying to block you from moving forward, from moving from that place of power, of understanding, because you know what to do, you know how the procedure should continue, whatever it is. And I feel like they want to stop that energy. And I feel like they have a very strong intent in stopping that. I don't know why. I feel like they're even going to the point of trying to make themselves be seen as a friend, as very helpful, so that you can trust them and they can stall. Because I don't feel like they can prevent this. They can stall. But they can stall, okay? And when I see this energy here, I have this feeling when I see the Prince of Staves and the Ten of Staves. I have this feeling of inevitability. It feels like you're dealing with something inevitable. And this person hasn't really processed that fact. The fact that this is inevitable. They want to still change whatever's happening. They want to steer it in another direction. They want to stall. But they also don't have any solutions. It's like they don't present anything positive. I feel like they're just trying to stop something. And being against something isn't really like being for something. Because that's why I see here the Wands, Queen of Wands, Justice card, Prince of Wands, Ten of Wands. This is like an unstoppable force. It's really just, so it's like natural. It's like the sun is shining. Why does the sun shine? The sun shines, okay? There's no need to justify that power. That it's just love that irradiates from within, from the situation. It's inevitable. It just moves forward as an unstoppable force. It's like the unstoppable force of karma. It's like the wheel turns, and there's no way that any one person can block this. They can try to escape it, but the thing is, they only create more sadness and anxiety and heaviness if they want to stop it from spinning. They just get kind of trampled on, and it creates this situation of like wanting to get back at people because they feel frustrated, because they feel like they can't stop something. So it's kind of a useless effort on their part. Because you're getting there. You're getting So maybe they want to, because they know how intense this is and how probable and inevitable your victory and your achievement is. They see your passion and they see that fire. They're trying to use that fire to use that fire against the fire itself. How would you do that? Would you see, so for instance, if you see like a very energetic person, someone who is really bubbling with energy and really vibrant, okay, full of life. If you wanted to ruin that, if you were so filled with resentment and sadness that you couldn't really take being around someone like that, and you wanted to do something destructive, what would you do? You would maybe tire that person with like useless tasks, for instance. So as to destroy their motivation, to destroy their character, right? Their natural vibrant state. Because they would sooner or later realize that they were just contributing to nothing. Their energy wasn't taking them somewhere. It wasn't driving anything forward. It was just being wasted on something. So I feel like this person wants you to waste your energy on something that isn't fruitful. So you redirect it, and they do that by possibly not disclosing some piece of information that is key, that would help you move in another direction or just do things differently. But I feel like you're kind of it's almost like you're sitting on a pot of gold. You're sitting on a treasure, and you have that feeling, you might have that feeling, or you might be a little bit oblivious of how powerful it is, but that person sees that and they want that. They covet it. They feel like you have a lot of gifts and beautiful things, and they want that. I'm sorry if this reading is a little bit heavy or heavier than usual, but it really feels like you should, if you believe that your victory is inevitable and you getting what you deserve and what you want, that is beautiful and that is good for everyone, is the right thing. You believing that it is inevitable is what saves you time and energy and your love. It even saves love itself in your life. That thought is what removes the power from this devil that wants to create mischief and conflict. Oh, there's another thing here. This person might even go to the extent of wanting to get between you and somebody else. So maybe if you can, especially related to things, matters of the heart, and things that you're very, very passionate about, be very criterious, be very careful about who you speak to. You have the concentration card here, so being precise with your words, Saturn in Gemini, being precise, not talking when it's not needed, when it's not necessary. Silence is good. Because this person is also weaponizing silence, okay? So when you are also silent, you also trigger something, and you might even trigger the truth if you're more, listening and more silent, not receptive, because this energy isn't good for you to absorb. Okay, it's tempting. It amplifies things that are positive, thoughts of that create insecurity, that create doubt, that create this sense of I'm never going to get there. It's too intense. This is very, I want it so badly, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting it. I'm so far away. These kinds of thoughts like that. Like it's too much, it's too heavy, it's almost unbearable. But I feel like that energy of the Ten of Wands that has this, like it's too much, I can't take it anymore. But then it turns into something new, right? And to me, this is the route to the inevitable. So this is inevitable. I'm getting what I want. I'm getting to that point, that vision. And it doesn't matter if people don't believe it or if people want to take it away from me, because it can never be taken away from me. Because it's already mine. It's already within me and within my grasp. It's already within my heart, actually. Following the rules of your heart and no one else's. Don't believe the lies, and don't believe, like if people say, if there's someone in your life that's trying to kind of undermine relationships, like say bad things about other people, I feel like they want to change the games they want to change the rules of the game so that they come out as a more positive, they have a more positive picture of themselves, okay? They want to skew things. They want to distort things. Okay, so I want to just get you one more card. So like is there's, if there's a way to identify this person and to know where the danger is coming from. King of Swords. Okay, so this person is very intelligent. That's how I would say you would, if you could have a characteristic that would describe this person, as someone very, very intelligent. But I also feel like this is someone who is a bit obsessed with themselves, a bit too much. Princess of Swords. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles and magic. Huh. So there are at least two interpretations here that I'm feeling like they're very powerful. But one of them is the most powerful, I would say. And that is that this person might be someone who works in spirituality, who is a spiritual leader, or who is the leader of a school. And I feel like it's someone who knows the craft, okay? They know how to operate to have influence, okay, over others. They're very good at it, and it's like their craft, okay? It's their whole craft. And you might be very passionate about the theme or the study that they offer, but be careful, okay? If that fascinates you, if there's something that you're really intensely passionate about, be very careful with the teachers that you find and with the people that are surrounding that thing that really sparks your passion. Because sometimes when we are very passionate and loving and open to a specific area of study, we tend to also project that love onto the people we meet in that context, and that can be tricky, okay? So try to be realistic and to understand that everyone has flaws, and that there are people who have, very nasty flaws, and that can really harm your path, that can be harmful for you. So the theme itself and whatever it is that you're pursuing might be very beautiful and interesting, but be careful with the people there. So that's one way to see this. The other way would be to be careful with your workplace, because I feel like there's someone there that can be like knowing you and knowing your more about your personal life, more about your connections. And this person might also be in an authority. They might hold authority. They might hold some kind of power and knowledge, and they might be able to stir you, okay, and to direct you, or use the job, okay, the rules of the job, whatever it is, to influence you, to affect you. And I feel like this person might be a little bit disingenuous and a little bit covert in their actions. So they might say, no, I'm harmful. I'm harmful. Sorry. Yeah, that would be true. I'm harmless, and I don't have that knowledge. I'm not capable of knowing so much about you. I'm very like tame and innocent. But in reality, they have much more power than they say they have. And it's like they might even have access to emails or to communication. So you have to be very careful about what you say, okay, and how you communicate with your colleagues, something like that. So this is just an example. So be careful and direct your passion really well. Own that space for yourself. Protect your love. So protect the things you love and your boundaries really well from these new energies, maybe new, or just this kind of it's like someone that is on the frontier that wants to get in, okay? It's someone that wants to know, the details of your life, that wants to, I wouldn't say spy, but it's like they covet something, okay? They desire something. There's something about you that they want for themselves, and try to keep your distance these days, I would say, because this full moon, I feel like it's kind of turning you into some sort of magnet to this kind of energy, and maybe exposing a lot about your passions is not the right time. This is not the right timing. Right now is not the right timing. It's great to cultivate them, to experience them, to live, your relationships, and to enjoy what you love deeply. But to expose it too much to people who you don't know very well, I would be careful about that right now. Okay, very interesting and mysterious. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.